Today is June 5th, the Monday, and the US government passed a new budget plan to prevent the default of the economy. So we are in a loop again. Unless this is the final moment, and because they really need to complete the transition into the new world order. So the trigger event probably will trigger the whole destruction. So the world society actually is, going to be collapsed, not by them, not by their FF. Probably it's by God's wrath. Then, my initial interpretation right now, and because right now they have already established the digital currency, and the switch over to New World Order should be around July or August, and it looks like they want to transition, like the switch, the final switch, finally the final step to switch over, peacefully switching to the other side. And of course, the stock market is about to crash, but we are actually facing the same bullshit over and over again, for the past few years, since 2008, I believe, because the 2008 crash, then 2011, then the around the 2015 time, and then the 2000 what 19, 18, 19, 20, about between that time. So the loop's been going on like over and over again and never really triggered the Great Tribulation. And so I believe that is what is related to what I've been experiencing in my life. And actually, the most recent experience is the strangest and most relevant, ironically, to the end times and to the science that actually God created, not the fallen angels. They just using God's creation to take over the world and claim as the creator of science. Okay, so let's see. I think around a week ago. Today is Monday. Yeah, like a week ago. I think it's on last Wednesday. So I was speaking with one of the people that I know, and while we were, discussing something, another person passed by, and I thought he was his cousin, because when I first met them, person A said person B was his cousin, and then person B right now passed by while I was having a conversation with person A. So I said, "Oh, your cousin." I said. Then he was like, person A was like, "No, he's not my cousin." Then I was like speechless. Then I was thinking, what's going on here? Is my memory like tricking me, or I was too tired, so I mixed up things. And or the last option is there's a time shift, Mandela effect, I would say, to another timeline and repeating the cycle. And so, if you remember a few months ago, I made a video regarding I experienced the loop again, which is the loop beginning in 2016. So I thought I was back to 2016 again, but the order of the sequence of the events, that particular event, was reverse, you know. So the character in that event, that very character, main character, was the same. Same age, same height, same physique, same outfit. Like, I don't know the color, I don't remember, but like everything's same except the sequence is opposite. So right now, the last Wednesday, the thing that I experienced, the incident, um, so it's really bizarre because I really remember that because like a few days later I was making jokes with person B, which is the cousin, with another person, which is person C. I was tricking person C that hey, person B is my cousin, which like we there's no way we are cousin because we're from different backgrounds, nationalities, and countries. So person C was like, "Oh my God, really?" Like he probably like wasn't thinking at the moment, at that very moment. So he like fell for my trick. It's so funny. So three of us like laughing, right? But then there's no way that my memory tricked me or I misunderstood when I first met person A and person B, right? So now that incident is very like bizarre to the top, you know. So my conclusion is like we are looping the same loop. On the other hand, at the same time, we are timeline jumping because the stupid Satanists performing ritual and trying to time travel back to the very time time they wanted to, so that they thought they could win God. Okay, so I don't know exactly which year they want to go back now because maybe they try multiple plans, so which means multiple time. I can give you a few times option that they might be planning on going back to. So they, of course, they don't. They there's no way they only have one plan. So they have plan A, B, C, D. I don't know how many backup plans they have. So the first time they wanted to go back is 2011 to 2012 during that time. And then the second one is the 2015 to 2016, which because I experienced 2016 in events again, right? And the third one, there should be a third one. It could be, I'm guessing, 2008. So 2008, 2009. Some like because like every 7 years is a cycle. So from 2007 to 2008 is a cycle, the end of the cycle. So that then like you add on 7, right? Okay. So around 2008 time, and they wanted to switch the timeline at the same time, because this is again, I've mentioned that for so many times already. We are in the timeline that is corrupted, that is not supposed to be existed in the first place, and then they created it by accident, and they miscalculate their ritual. So actually, on this timeline, they are not having fun. They are not winning. Okay, even though we are collapsing, even like no one's having a good time here. Like I'm talking about the sickness, the fallen angel and their offsprings, right? And so let's see. So they wanted to go to another timeline that they think is favorable to them and they will win. So now we are on a different timeline. Now we like go to another timeline, and so that is another evidence that we have already switched to another timeline is last week. Last week, not the past weekend, but the weekend before. Uh, so I was on the phone with my mom, and she sound normal. She sound like her peaceful self, which is she hadn't had that for at least for like 6 months at least. For the past 6 months, she wasn't herself at all. Really, like like she was a little bit herself, but like she's not in her spirit, and she's kind of like a really something different. So she only like a little bit. Maybe we were like I said, we were switching timelines right now. So maybe the past 6 months, or I don't know how many months, that the past for a time period, certain time period, that we were on a different timeline, and now we switch to another timeline now, because I can use my experience on Wednesday night with person A and B, to as a mark of we switch to a different timeline. So now I am experiencing the same event, the same people, but like the events have shifted, has changed. If you know what I'm saying, if you're into time travel, Mandela effect, if you understand Mandela effect, and if you understand of timelines, different timelines, like Back to the Future, if you watched the superhero TV series The Flash, they've been explaining how time travel works, and switch, like jumping timelines and going back and forth time, even though time is only at one point at all times, and not linear, not like backward and forward. You know what I'm saying? So now we are on a different timeline and starting a loop again. And I don't know when this loop will stop and when the timeline jumping will stop, until the rapture events happens. So we just passed the 14th day of the third month, and now we are approaching the 17th day. Oh, the 17th day is today and tomorrow. The 17th day of the third month. So let's see what's going on today and what will happen tomorrow. So tomorrow, June 6th, is 6/6. And it's time for the seed like grow above ground and starts budding. That is referred to farming, right? That's the mark of the indication of the, you know, plants are growing. So which means the field you can see the fresh bud out of the soil. That's that. So if not, we'll need to wait till the 21st day of the third month, which is Friday and Saturday. This Friday, Saturday is June 6th and June 10th. I really hope that this time is the end of the time loop and the timeline jumping. Sometimes the timeline jumping is the main characters changed, but sometimes the main characters same, but the events are different or same event, but the sequence is like random or backward. So that is the very interesting Mandela effect event happens in my life last Wednesday. Not like the Kit Kat brand, the name has a hyphen or not, or her that teddy bear cartoon brings Springsteen, not those. That doesn't happen in my life. Doesn't It's not a life experience. Right now I actually literally experience that. I'm not sure how many of you have experienced that recently also. So let me know if you have. That is like a big thing because only us can experience this, I believe. The fallen angels and Satanists, of course, they know because they are the one doing the ritual and cause the time jump.